finale, regular season finale. Ended up being a one-point game against them. Real physical team. 21 players from the state of Florida is something that really stands out. They've been here in Florida for a long, long time, for years. And what's exciting about them is, first of all, of course, offensively, they've always been dynamic, a high-tempo offense. You know, their quarterbacks have thrown for, I think they lead the Sun Belt Conference in passing, if I'm not mistaken, but they certainly have scored a lot of points a lot of different ways, and their tempo really makes them effective. And as athletic as they are, you know, when they get their running game going, they're hard to stop. You know, their kicker is one of the best in the country. Defensively, they're just long, athletic, and explosive. They bring up, you know, so many variations of pressure in their odd packages and their four-man front stuff that, you know, it really makes you, you got to be on point offensively. You got to make sure that you do a good job protecting the quarterback. You do a good job making sure that you're on point assignment-wise, because if not, the way they load the box and force you to throw the football, if you're off by a little bit, those are going to be tackles for loss. And they've been very effective with that. So, again, another great opportunity for us this weekend.
The diagnosis on Medlock's shoulder?
Yeah, we practiced a little bit today. Didn't practice too much, but he did enough stuff that's encouraging. We'll probably know more by Thursday. I think tomorrow will be some more light work involved, but he's progressing. There is no structural damage. He has had a deep bruise, and you know, typically those things take a couple of days to heal up and move on. But we'll see. You know, we're gonna, you know, we have, you know, fortunately, you know, Wes played a good game as well. He's got a lot of experience, and you know, we'll play where we have to play with.
So you don't have any idea of who's going to be the starter right now?
We won't. Okay. We won't. Not for a couple of days.
If Jake is healthy, does he start?
We'll see how healthy he is. We've got to see how healthy he is. It's hypothetical Tuesdays, you know how that is. You know, so there's a lot to be. You just got to see how effective he can be, and we'll go from there.
Middle Tennessee went with Jeff Murphy over their usual starting quarterback against Arkansas State. Just talk a little bit about that.
He's a thicker athlete. Certainly runs the ball really well. No turnovers. I think really stuck out. He had no turnovers. I believe he had a couple touchdowns. Did a real good job moving the offense. You're looking at two quarterbacks that could start anywhere, you know, in our conference. That's for sure. And I think their supporting cast helps that as well. You know, they've had that. They put in that system. They've run it very well, very efficiently for a long time now. It's never really geared down. It's always been a high octane offense. So when you have a quarterback like either one of those two guys, Kobo or Murphy, you're going to be productive. And again, I think, you know, he was extremely productive last week, and you know, he had him going. You know, I know that they weren't losing in a football game, but that certainly wasn't because of football.
So is it a situation where you're going to have to prepare for both quarterbacks?
Absolutely, absolutely. The one thing about at this point in the season, you know, you hope that cumulative reps, those reps that you've had against different teams, that you use to prepare for opponents, and sometimes maybe not use those particular, you know, calls and defenses. The reps that you see on tape, the reps that you walk through, you hope that all that stuff by this time of year makes some of those situations more of a second nature type of thing for our players, and actually having to learn something new. So it's been obviously points of emphasis throughout the season, and you know, we certainly are getting better defensively, and we need to keep getting better for us to achieve our goals.
What's the key to their protecting the quarterback on the two sides? Did they get rid of the ball quickly? Is it lineman, or what combination?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Coach Ray Stevens, who was at Florida, you know, before, they done a great job with that offensive line. They're very stout and thick in the middle. They're very athletic outside. Okay, they do a lot of play action passing, which obviously helps in protection, involving the backs and tight ends in protection. Not that they use the tight end much, but they do a little bit. But they get rid of the ball very quickly. I mean, they're very efficient. You know, the quarterback knows where he's going and how quickly he's going to get it there. So it's a combination of both things, but you have to give credit to that offensive line. That offensive line has done a great job. It's one of the better offensive lines we'll face.
Speaking of their offensive line, at their guard position, Brandon McElroy is out for the season, their starter. And then Preston Bailey, he got a concussion against Arkansas State, so not sure if he's going to be able to go either. How much of an impact is that going to have at their guard?
Yeah, I think it always does. I think anytime that you lose a starter, it hurts. I know certainly we felt the pain of that, you know, throughout the course of the season when it has happened. So I'm sure they're not happy about it. I know that they've always had high-quality recruiting classes, and they'll have someone there to step in and perform admirably. Either way, it doesn't change our preparation for them. You know, we know they're talented. We know they're good. We're playing at their place. It's always been a tough place to play for us, and that we have to be at our best. And that's why we really made it a point to come on, practice hard, practice well, and let that carry over all the way through. for us, it's a regular week, you know, I think we all know it. In the regular world, there is a Thanksgiving and a Christmas and those types of things, and for us, it's Thursday and Friday and get on the plane. So our guys understand that, they know it's a big game for us, and we gotta be ready.
But the